as we bring up our next guest, I want to ask you guys a question. Got more props down here like Nacho Gallagher. You got to be 40 or above to know that. Brandon Hill knows Gallagher. Are you branding yourself in your community? So our amazing sponsor, A-Best, makes the most comfortable sweatshirts. We buy them and we give them to people and they wear them. And then they just walk around sharing what you do. So whether you're a sponsor here or whether you're a dental office, if you don't have branded swag or merch, you're nacho nuts to me. This world is so exhausting right now. If you just make something positive, give someone a totally free sweatshirt for being them. So I encourage you to do it. Reach out to A-Best, our sponsor. You'll get a nacho discount. Our team will share that here. So I'm ready for our next guest here, Nick. So Nick, share with us what you guys do to help reduce the stress dentists feel on a daily basis.
Sure, Paul. Thanks for having us. I'm also speaking.
Oh, look at that. Thanks.
I got my nacho shirt on here.
We planned it.
I like how you made the sleeves a little bit extra wide for buff guys. Like
yeah, exactly. Can't train you, right? Yeah, I like
yeah. So we help practices develop, implement, and manage an insurance participation strategy, and that helps them attract and retain patients and maximize reimbursements.
And what I want to share, Nick, because I love what you did. I love met Brian when he came into the event with us. Too many dentists do this strategy. It's just called sign up for everything and see what happens. And tell us, I mean, I'm really here to deliver value. I hope people do demos with all these sponsors. I hope they utilize you guys, but I always want them to get value. You do this daily. Why is signing up for everything, whether you're a startup, whether you're a new associate, whether you feel not busy, why is that a dangerous strategy for your dental practice?
Yeah, it's a great question. So what it does is it creates nightmares for guys like Rick, right? Because what happens is when you join everything, all the insurance companies are intertwined now, right? They lease each other. And so what's happening is a lot of insurance companies are paying off of the lowest common fee schedule. And so what you can see is when you get claims paid back, you're going to get a claim that you thought was going to get paid a certain way, and it actually reverts down to a lower paying fee schedule. And sometimes they're doing it at an item level on a claim form. So you might have 3 or 4 items on a claim form, all paid off of different fee schedules. And so it makes balancing the books and setting expectations with patients a total nightmare. So yeah, it doesn't work like it used to when you could just sign up for things and it was nice and clean.
So the insurance companies have made it complex. Also, I just want to share this because I mean, I run this giant Facebook group. I love it, but sometimes people just shout out things that are unfair. They say, read your insurance contracts. It's hard for people like you and Rick to understand these insurance contracts, and you do this daily, just like it's hard for us to understand bonding and cementing, and we're dentists. So are these insurance contracts sometimes intentionally difficult to understand for dentists?
Well, I think they're very general, right? So in a lot of cases, it says, we reserve the right to act in the best interest of the member. Yeah, and so you say, okay, well, I understand the spirit of that comment, but I don't understand maybe in practicality what that means for me, right? So right now, Cigna is going through this process. They went out to select dentists across the country and offered an amended contract with a much lower fee schedule. And so if you don't know—
I want you to pause for a second. This is just so critical. I've used this joke, right? My wife is watching Mrs. Nacho. I feel like this is, if you went home to whoever loves you, your spouse, your couch, your dog, and said, hey, I'm going to love you 20% less next year, they'd be furious. And then when they're furious, they say, but it's still love. Why are these insurance companies, and maybe it's just a rhetorical question, but I just want people to understand, they're lowering, I'm 43 years old. Some of the insurances are paying less than when I was 33 years old. Why is this happening? And I know that's kind of maybe something that would take up 4 hours, but if you can just give us a soundbite so people are aware that this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is what they're saying is employers are expecting, premium control, right? So because of COVID and everything like that, they're not going to be able to bring back any increases. In fact, they're needing to decrease their premiums. As Rick had alluded to, I mean, a lot of businesses right now are starting to plan. September really turns the corner for planning for the end of the year. So we'll start to see how these premiums are actually materializing. I don't know, but if you get a notice like this, you have in your contract a certain amount of time to respond. And if you don't, then silence is acceptance, right? And so back to your questions about contracts, a lot of people don't know that stuff. And so, whether the insurance companies, whatever their intentions are, the fact of the matter is, yes, I mean, they're lowering their reimbursements. And then if you don't act, then it just gets put.
And I want to share authentically, you know, I always looked at this stuff. 2016, I got a note from Spoiled Guac PPO, probably can guess which one it is based on the state I practice in, and said, we're reducing the fees by 17%. I read it. I'm like, this is not good at all, because I took in that insurance, we were bringing in our group practice, $400,000 from that insurance. So just like that, we're down $68,000, and we don't have any way of recouping that. We go to our team and say, pay them less. We go to our suppliers, no. So it just is profit loss for us. So I actually tried to manage this. This was also a Spoiled Guac PPO that also let only some providers, new ones, they couldn't get the old fees too. So tell us now, you guys, whether you're Robin Hood, Batman, Superman, all intertwined, what do you guys do to make this better at your company? How do people reach out to you guys?
Yeah, so it's really, because that can happen not only if Spoiled Guac reaches out to you and tells you that, but it also happens when an employer down the street changes their insurance plan, you know, and you wake up January 1st and you think, oh my gosh, I have 100 patients that were on this fee schedule. Now they're on this fee schedule. And, you know, it's the same result. So we help dentists manage that chaos, right? So looking at it holistically, thinking about where your patients are coming from, what types of procedures you're performing, what your competition's doing in the area, what the employer market looks like, you know, and how to then look at negotiations and reimbursements, and how to look at contracting, understanding the lease partners, looking at your UCR, bringing all this together to make a plan, and then to check that plan against your goals as things evolve, right? Because lots has happened in the last 24 months. And then continue to put you in the best possible situation for your practice as it relates to insurance.
And I love all that, because doing that is so key, making that plan. It's the right plan for the right office. One of the things I want to share, if anyone listens to me, is it's not about dropping all insurances, taking all insurances tomorrow. That can be dangerous. It'd be like telling me, Paul, we don't want you to eat any more chicken fingers. I'm like, well, I go to a lot of 3-year-old birthday parties, and that's a staple item at the party. So maybe when I was 25, I could avoid that because that wasn't in my world. So I'm not telling anyone to drop all insurances, take insurance, just make a strategic plan. How can people reach out to you guys for help? I love what you're doing. Love you guys being a sponsor. How can they reach out to you if they want to do the demo and learn more, Nick?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Love what you guys are doing here. So you can just find us online, www.5lakespro.com. And then we've got a page there as well for /nachos. And we'd be happy to learn more about your situation.
Awesome. Just do, this is one of the most important demos you can do. You can earn more money for the rest of your life. You can also avoid annoyance. So Nick, thanks for doing what you do. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.